Endless Multiverse. Endless Multiverse. That's our theme song, everybody. Hello, welcome to the Endless Multiverse number 6 with Chainsaw and Andy. We have a few things to talk about. Just a couple. Some things happen, Is it really
Barely
worth
anything.
barely anything. Of course, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 6. We got a couple of things to talk about. We have some interesting topics for sure. Mostly DC, but we have things to discuss that I think a lot of people have opinions on. It's going to be interesting. What have you done this week, sir, besides articles and dealing with all the mayhem of the news?
That's essentially it. I haven't had time to do really anything else. So yeah, that's what I mean. I'm grateful for. I'm grateful to be able to do all that. So it was just a lot, and then also having to remember, oh, Flash is not coming back on Tuesday; it's coming back on Wednesday now, and
Yeah.
and so on. But yeah, what about you? What have you been up to? I know
It's been
been
kind
a
of hectic.
mm,
Heading out tomorrow to go see grandparents and stuff. And this week it's been kind of crazy too because having Superman and Lois and Flash back to back, it's kind of strange because I'm used to it used to be Flash Live and then Superman and Lois would be after Flash, like the last year. So I'll be watching that the next morning on the app. And so it's kind of strange to do back to back live essentially. Um, but yeah, I think we should just get into these topics because the first one we have a lot to discuss, but I think Constantine needs to let us know it's time to go.
All right then. On with the show.
On with the show. So Andy,
that lighter was so loud.
apologies. I guess I could.
No, it's good. It's good. I wasn't prepared because I'm like, wow, maybe I just need to lower my volume.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Let's
our
get into this.
yeah, so our favorite new show, like that, it's gonna be like the best show of all time. Gotham Knights. We're getting cast members, ladies and gentlemen. And so we have Oscar Morgan as Turner Hayes, Navia Robinson as Carrie Kelly, Tyler D. Chihara as Colin Rowe, Fallon Smith as Harper Rowe, and Olivia Rose Keegan as Duella. And just to go through some of their descriptions quickly, Turner Hayes is he's a resilient character who is driven to live up to his billionaire adopted father's name. While he is charming and soulful, he has never quite felt comfortable in this world of wealth and privilege, and he lost his biological parents to murder because Gotham City be extra like that. Carrie Kelly, she's fearless, idealistic, and plucky as hell. That's literally what the description says. I did not add as hell. Carrie talked her way into being Batman's unlikely sidekick. If there's a burning building or a person in need, she's the first to run in, just as long as she's home by curfew. Colin Rowe is, after years of hiding his true self from an abusive parent, the transgender teen is tired of being polite and agreeable, clever and adept of reading human nature. Colin is ready to fight his own battles. Harper Rowe is streetwise, Arabic, and often underestimated. The blue-haired bisexual is a gifted engineer who can fix anything. But what Harper wants most of all is to repair the broken lives of her and her brother, Colin, the only person that she trusts. And then Duella is abrasive, unpredictable, and a little unhinged. Duella is, above all, a survivor, born in Arkham Asylum and abandoned by her father. Who could that be? The most dangerous man in Gotham. Duella forged herself into a brutal fighter and skilled thief. And these are the first 5 characters that they've cast, and we're expecting to see more. And wow. I don't know what's so funny. This is just literally what it says in the descriptions.
10 out of 10. Ready for this? Hype it up, everybody. This is gonna be better than Superman and Lois, Flash in its peak, Arrow in its peak. This show is gonna be. It's gonna be the best show ever. Okay, I have a couple thoughts.
We'll kick us off.
Okay. Number 1. I still have no interest in the show. I do not care. However, I will say this, especially in terms of Carrie Kelly, Harper Rowe, and Duella. I'm surprised because I was honestly expecting this show to be a bunch of nobodies that no one's ever heard of because either one, they have so little backstory in the comics that they've barely been in the comics in any iteration, or they were made up characters for the show. I was honestly expecting the majority of the characters be made up for the show. I'm surprised. Now, in terms of the characters they picked, okay. To me, they could have went for bigger characters, and that really just depends on the character rights and everything. And a lot of these characters would not have been able to appear because they're on Titans, or they're probably just not available right now. But I will say I'm intrigued. I need to see footage. I want to see the pilot now, because the pilot will give me a better understanding of what they're going to do with the show. So, but yeah, honestly, the casting doesn't nothing for me. What's more important is the characters they're choosing in terms of the ones they've already confirmed. And people are already pointing out that Turner seems to be their Dick Grayson without him being called Dick Grayson. So we'll see. But what do you think of this amazing 10 out of 10 news?
I mean, here's what I'm going to point out is that of course I will give it a chance, but I think that in the current days, in the current age we're living right now with DC, where like there's so many other characters and properties we can adapt, but all we seem to get is just Batman stuff all the freaking time. I just feel disappointed. I'm like, we could have had so many other great shows like Green Canaries and Painkiller and Wonder Girl, and it's like now we're doing another bad property, and it also feels very insulting that we also because we already have Batwoman on it. They're essentially that is Gotham Knights, Batwoman and the Gotham Knights, or the Outsiders, whatever you want to call them. And I don't know any of these actors, but my buddy who casts for these shows, I trust him, and he always finds great talent, and people that we haven't seen before. So it's perfectly, I will give it a chance as mostly for him. And I was always prepared that they would use combo characters, but kind of like either some of them would be C-list characters or whatever. Carrie Kelly was the one that surprised me the most. And this will be the first time we see her in live action. And the Turner Hayes character, I know I was being a complete douchebag for when I put together this image, because I was like, everyone and their mother who was insisting that, that character that breakdown that came out a few weeks ago, that's totally Nightwing. It was never going to be Nightwing. And here's the thing: there's a character, I think his name is Jack Hayes in the comics. There's a character with the last name Hayes who is actually a Batman. Like he's like a Batman character, either a hero or villain, and I think that's what they're drawing upon, or that's maybe who they're going to turn him into.
Yeah.
So I just get, because we're never going to see Nightwing on the CW. Honestly, like I would be if we do, and I say major as if, I'll be shook. So, but yeah, for me, like I am again there with all. I'd rather hear more news about Green Lantern, Justice League Dark, or just see CW do other more interesting DC properties, when it's like, again, we have so much Batman content that I'm just like, but here's the thing: in a year from now, if the show gets picked up the series, and we may see the pilot, I mean, this was great. I wish I hadn't said those things a year ago. So, but yeah, I don't feel one way or the other. I'm just kind of like, okay, at least they're doing something. They're doing something at least.
Yeah, at least they're doing. I mean, they could have easily just done nothing. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. From now, we have to wait for more casting announcements, and if the show gets picked up past the pilot stage. So, but yeah, it's a wait and see situation with this series. Star Wars news, everybody. We have some Star Wars news. A little something dropped. I don't know if you recognize that little fella right there. That is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is that how you pronounce the name? This is a brand new Star Wars character no one's ever heard of before, but they're doing the show. It's a limited series. It's coming May 25th. And they dropped the first trailer. But first they dropped the first images via Entertainment Weekly, but then they dropped the trailer. The trailer's phenomenal. I love the trailer. I think it does a great job of setting up the series, and we didn't know a lot about the series. All we really knew, of course, that Ewan McGregor. We knew that Hayden Christensen was coming back as Darth Vader, and we had heard rumblings of certain characters popping up, but there was no true idea of what the show's going to be. And we really still don't really know truly. We know the Inquisitors are involved, which is something that had been rumored, but the fact is they, instead of hiding it, they confirmed it within the first teaser. It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal trailer. And I loved it, and Andy watched it today for the show. I'm curious to hear your thoughts after watching it today, after seeing the trailer. What was your thoughts, and what stood out in your opinion?
I mean, I've said this before on the show that I, am a casual Star Wars fan. Like, I haven't really been watching the shows, since like I after Rise of Skywalker, which I like that film. I like that whole sequel trilogy. But after that, I took a break from Star Wars because just fandom online was just getting a little too much, and also just I had just so much else to watch. So, but
Mhm.
no, but this trailer looks so fun. I'm so happy for Ewan McGregor because he's an amazing actor, and I feel that there's things they can do now with the, I guess, the prequel era that they just couldn't do 20 years ago. So I'm happy that this show is happening and that there's all this mystery, and I think that I don't know if they're necessarily going to redeem those films for me, but I think that that era might be something I don't look at with such a negative viewpoint anymore. So and again, it's just they're just rolling out all these shows on Disney Plus. It's just one after one after one. So,
Yeah.
it's a good step forward.
I think it's interesting because your point about the prequels, there's a lot of heavily rumors that the reason why they brought Hayden back to play Darth Vader is because he's also going to be appearing in flashbacks via the Clone War era with Ewan, and they're going to be able to like kind of flesh some of that out more because the Clone Wars animated series tried to flesh out the prequel era films more with more stories and just more depth with Obi-Wan and Anakin before, of course, the turn. So I'm not saying they're going to like carbon copy, like you shoot live action versions of scenes from Clone Wars, but they may do variations of that to kind of add more depth to the characters. I feel like while Obi-Wan's just kind of chilling on Tatooine from time to time, watching Luke, as we see in the trailer, he probably has a lot of thoughts about what went wrong with training his Padawan. And I feel like he's probably going to have flashbacks to seeing through his perspective what was happening. And I think it'd be interesting because if they do pull certain sequences from the Clone Wars series, but it's from his perspective versus whoever's perspective it was within the show Clone Wars, that might be interesting. And I think people are going to love that just because it's going to add more depth to the turn when he becomes Darth Vader, when he goes to the dark side. It's going to be more emotional because let's be honest, those films were trying to do so much at times that there wasn't enough time to flesh out certain things that really needed to be fleshed out. And the fact that we have series like this, like to me, watching The Mandalorian, the first two seasons, and hopefully with Obi-Wan, it's going to solidify, for the most part, Star Wars is better when it's in a series format. Because
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, I feel like it's just going to work because it's the fact that there's more time to develop story and to develop character. With a film, you have 2 hours, 2.5 hours, sometimes less than 2 hours, depending on. But with Star Wars, it's like 2 hours to 2 hours and 30. But with series, you have more time. But what were you saying, sir?
No, I was gonna say I've noticed that I haven't seen those shows either, but I know that Star Trek seems to be like really like exploding now because of the TV shows, and I think it's because I think these franchises like I think not saying that they should never do Star Wars or Star Trek movies ever again, but I think one of the reasons maybe why I think Disney decided to reevaluate after Rise of Skywalker was because I feel that they look, I mean, obviously the sequels were a success. Of course they were. There's some that are gonna hate it, some that are gonna love it. That's just the way it is. But I think there was something missing in that reception that he felt, what, maybe shows is what we should focus more on. And then, because a Star Wars movie should feel special. I don't feel there should be a Star Wars movie every freaking year because I think that universe benefits so much of having 6, 7, 8 episodes, and then if it's successful and you have a story worth doing for another season, do another season. So, but I just think that, and again, but I also know that there's the whole idea of that we don't want cinema to die, but at the same time, it is kind of dying anyway. I think that in 20 years from now, it's not gonna look like this.
No, I feel like we're in that kind of like gray area right now where we still have the theatrical experience and streaming is, an option. I think you're right. I think there are still going to be theaters, but the idea of like Star Wars, I mean, literally, look in Star Trek too. You made that point. Like Star Trek over the last number of years has not put out a film. It's 2016 Star Trek. No films since 2016, and they've been putting out tons of series. Whether they're successful or not, depending on Star Trek fans, because there's people that love it, people fans of Star Trek that hate the new shows. It doesn't matter because the shows are out there. They're making series. They're not like they're going to be doing another film supposedly, but the focus is series. Same thing with Star Wars. They did the sequel trilogy. They did Rogue One. They did the Han Solo, a solo story. But then you notice that literally now the last couple of years, it's been series. And there's a whole thing where the Disney lineup in terms of scheduling, they have Star Wars within a couple of years putting out a film in theaters. But as you've noticed over the last number of years, it's been just series announcement, whether it's animation or live action. It doesn't matter. That's the focus because it's just overall beneficial for the brand. It's beneficial for the creatives who are working on this series because they have more time to develop said characters and said stories. So yeah, so I feel like with this series, Obi-Wan is going to work better than a film because originally this was going to be a film or potentially a trilogy. But I feel like it would take too long between each film if they were to do a trilogy to tell a proper story. With a series, it's an episode per week. You don't have to wait that long. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I really like the trailer. I'm excited to see the full trailer when we see hopefully Vader in it. Even though we've seen an image, it's online, but still, I want to see him in a trailer.
I expect it to come next month or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's time for homework, and wow, I was not prepared for this response. So, if you guys, for people who haven't watched the final episode of Legends of Tomorrow season 7, and even the last episode of The Flash that aired this week, watch this at your own risk. So, the season 7 finale of Legends of Tomorrow confirmed what we all knew. Which was that Donald Faison from Scrubs is playing Booster Gold in the Arrowverse. He's introduced in the final episode of the season, which right now we have no idea if season 8 of Legends of Tomorrow is happening. We don't know anything about these shows. So, but if you guys have questions about it, send in questions or super chat in the chat, and we will get to you. But I had the pleasure of watching it when this aired, and and then I know we were off for a week or so, and I'm like, we need to talk about this on Endless Multiverse. So like, I had to like really like wrangle and like shake Shane to really watch this. I'm like, I will find you clips. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. And apparently, I have now traumatized him. So we shall see what will happen. Do you want me to start so you can prepare yourself, or do you want to start? I forgot about that clip. Okay, I will start so you can prepare. You can mentally prepare. Let's start. Let's start on the good note. I love Booster Gold. He's one of my, not hugely favorite characters in the comics, but he's like, someone that I'm like, if I see a Booster Gold comic, I will pick it up and just check out what's going on. I enjoy him in media. I love him on Smallville. And, yes, it was super obvious when Donald got cast that, yeah, that's totally who he's playing. But I'm still thankful to my sources. They were just like, yeah, don't worry, he is Booster. We don't know why they're doing this way. And season 7 of Legends was a struggle for me. Like, it really was. Like, it had some good moments, but for the most part, I was like, what are they trying to do this season? I don't get what they're trying to do this season. Besides making me uncomfortable because, if you lived in the past and, were a person of color or an LGBT member, then, you weren't really, no one really loved you that much. I mean, it's still rough for us today, but it was worse back in the day. So I'm just like, good, that's what I needed. 13 episodes of torture. So this episode, in many ways, saved the season for me, and Donald was the core reason. And I loved it when the fact that we got it wasn't even a cameo. He was in a photo on the Flash. So, TV Line that decided to go and say, oh, a recently introduced character on Legends Tomorrow will make an appearance on the Flash. Total lie, total clickbait. And I had to sit there and be like, I know what they're talking about, but I don't want to be the one that breaks any embargoes or whatever. So I'm just gonna hopefully people will catch on after the episode is aired, and I don't have to do anything. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm happy we have Boost in the Arrowverse, and if for whatever reason Legend Smart does not get renewed for another season, I say just send him over to the Flash. We can take care of him now. Jordan, wow, that tweet still. I'm still cracking up at that tweet today. You don't watch Legends. You don't like Legends. And that's totally understandable. I gave you less than 10 minutes of footage to watch. It cannot have been that painful. So why don't you share with the class the trauma you went through this afternoon?
This is how I felt watching it. And this is how I felt after it was over.
I am so confused what that means for you, though. So go on.
I became a different person entirely.
Okay.
There was Chainsaw before he watched what he had just witnessed, and then there was a Chainsaw afterwards. It was a changing. Okay, so it is fucking terrible. I could not believe what I witnessed. I like Donald Faison. How do you pronounce his name? I love Scrubs. Love that show. He is one of the reasons why that show is fantastic. I don't know why he signed on to this show. I don't know why he accepted. I think he accepted it because it's goofy. It's a silly character, and he's used to this because he played it on Scrubs for only 8 seasons. We don't count season 9. That's not
well. Season 9 never happened.
Season 9 does not exist. That was like that was a drunk mess. So it's shit. I would like to see more Booster Gold, but not on whatever the hell I just watched. And I'll tell you this: after you sent me clips, I went to Netflix to skim around the rest of it to see what else, like just skimming through to see. I could give a fuck what I was watching.
That was your choice. No, I did not tell you to do that.
I did that because I wanted to see what else, because there's no context to a lot of the stuff I'm watching. So I'm like, what is going on? And I could care less. I really hope the show does not get picked up. But if it does, they all get money. They're all getting paid, right? They're getting more money, right? That's fine. But I'm ready for it to end. And hey, look, I'm glad Donald got a job, because his other job from the CW, not official yet, not official, but we know exactly what happened there. It was terrible. I don't know what else I can say. People know my dislike for this show. It's not the same show anymore. It completely went downhill, and I wish I didn't watch it, but I understand why I had to, because we had to cover it, because he is a big character in the comics. So I'm like,
this is probably the biggest character they've introduced since probably Hawkgirl.
Yeah, probably. So I'm like, okay, so what's gonna happen? Okay. His opening sequence makes no sense. Like, why? Why is this happening? But he's like, oh, whatever.
Well, I mean, I understand why they did it that way, because again, they wanted to introduce Booster with a little bit of swag or style, and again, I think that was. And also, just to answer your question, why Donald signed on, he's a huge he's a huge comic book fan. He's a huge DC universe, but this meant a lot to him when he got the role. He said it on his podcast with Zach Braff that hey, I've been waiting forever to get to play a superhero, so
and that's fantastic. I have nothing against him. I just feel like
he might be on the wrong show.
He's on the wrong show. With the little tease of Flash, even though that is not a cameo, that was a picture of him. That's not a
it's such a clickbait. Yeah. I'm really pissed off with TV now that they said it that way. Like that's very misleading.
They should bring Booster Gold onto Flash, like you said. Just take him away from that. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, here's what I'll say about Legends, for me, because I'm like, people know that I have I really don't hate the show. Like I watch it because I think there's a lot of great characters on it. The stories most of the time doesn't really make sense to me, but I think that's what they're going for. And there's great people who work on the show, and then but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people in the fandom this season were even feeling that something like it feels like they're kind of getting ready to a finish point. The episode before the finale, like if we didn't know about the CW, so if we didn't know anything about this going on, you would think that that was be like part one of their series finale because they were setting up so many, like it's basically like the legends looking at lives outside of the Wayrider, and honest to God, I think that there are people that on the show that I feel there are characters on the show that probably needs to get back to their own lives. Sarah is now pregnant. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, guys, but I feel like this show is coming to a natural endpoint to the point where I'm like, if the show comes back next season, I think that one will be its final season. I know people have been dragging the Flash for 2 years about like that the show should end. I can understand, but also I can also heavily disagree where I'm just like, because at least Flash tries to do something different every year, but Legends is the same formula. They fuck something up, and then they have to spend all the entire season fixing it. They fix it. Woohoo! We fix it. Then they break something again, and we then have to go fix it again for another season. They celebrate. Woohoo! They get wasted, whatever. They break something again, and it's like it's the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it's very repetitive. And that's why I'm like, if this show had been 22 episodes, I would not be sticking around for it. So with Booster, yeah, I hope they do him justice and that they really elevate to Donald's talent. Because again, like, this is one of the biggest, not only characters they've gotten for the show, it's one of the biggest castings they've ever gotten. So don't waste him. And if you do, hopefully Flash will then pick up the slack and do something more with him, because I think it would be phenomenal. And yeah, but again, I understand people who do love the show. If you just want something to kind of just not too, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It does do some fun stuff. It does have some good emotional beats. I totally get it. I think if you compare it to Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, and Black Lightning and Superman Lois, it's just I don't know what the message is behind this show. I don't know what it is that they're actually trying to tell us.
Yeah.
So, but
that's just your 2 cents.
my 2 sips of water.
Your 2 cents.
We have a super chat.
Yes, I wanted to answer it real quick before we dive into the next topic. So, Victor, thank you for the super chat, sir. Thank you so much. Hello, Chain and Andy. Praying for you, Chain.
Is it screaming at us? Or is he just...
Praying for you, Chain, and your loved ones. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really appreciative. What you thought if Zoom becomes a Reverse Flash due to time changes? Did he have a familiar costume in the comics? I think you're meaning like Professor Zoom and Reverse Flash is kind of. If you're talking about the show, I don't know if they would do that because obviously Reverse Flash did not change. If you're talking about Reverse Flash's suit, like it changed obviously because I don't know if Crisis changed the suit. I don't think that's what the reason was.
If anything, it was Armageddon, I guess. But
yeah. And
are
honestly,
you talking about the time travel that happened this week? Like, does it talk about the digital thing that Zoom? Because we know that Hunter Zolomon, because post-Crisis, they established that all the things that went down with Hunter Zolomon has now happened on Earth Prime. That he was never from Earth 2. He was always from our Earth, their Earth, our Earth.
Oh, so, okay. So maybe. Because I think anything prior to Crisis in terms of what happened on a different Earth that was probably destroyed and then probably brought in, maybe.
But about did he have a similar costume in the comic? I know that
Professor Zoom has a similar. It's got more black on it though.
Well, it's confusing because so Professor Zoom is Eobard Thawne and Reverse Flash is Hunter Zolomon. I know now they've kind of played around with the names and so on. So I get what you're saying, Victor. And yes, the suit that Tom Cavanagh now has on is basically the Reverse Flash / Zoom costume from the comics. So I hope that answered your question. But thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And we thank you all for supporting the channel and the stream and the show. We really appreciate that. So, topic number 4. We got to get to some DC here. The Batman TV spinoffs update. So we have 2 things here. Number 1, as you see with the little check mark, the Penguin has officially been confirmed. Now, the thing is, we've been hearing about this for a while. So the announcement is just okay. It's confirmation. We've known for a while that they were developing it. I was thinking honestly with Colin Farrell attached, obviously it was going to move forward. There's no way. Honestly, the only way they wouldn't move forward is if Colin Farrell dropped out, in my opinion, because they were going to
Mhm.
make this show. Of course, they waited until after the movie was a huge success and they moved forward. Now, they could have dropped it if the movie wasn't a success, but of course it was. Now, the GCPD series. Now, we had heard that it was being morphed into a Arkham Asylum and show, and Andy is saying that they have put a hold on that. I honestly didn't read that part of the articles. I was just hearing that they had put the GCPD thing on hold because it has morphed into the Arkham Asylum series or some sort of Arkham Asylum show. But I didn't hear that that was being put on hold. I heard that the GCPD thing, but regardless, we have content coming in terms of series based off the Batman world. And people, of course, have been asking about, are they going to do this or do this? I would say that they're probably going to limit exactly what they cover on the TV series, because my guess is the main focus is the films in terms of certain characters and certain storylines. But they're probably using it to expand the world with these series, because literally the Penguin didn't have a huge role in the Batman, but they're doing this series to expand more on him since we didn't get a lot of him. So that's interesting. But yeah, I think it's cool that we're getting a Penguin series, and I hope that the Arkham Asylum thing is going to happen, because I personally think that'd be really cool, because that's a way to bring in Hugo Strange. That's a way to bring in that character, because he's attached to Arkham, and I would think a Hugo Strange does exist within the Batman world, I would think. But what do you think about the Penguin news, and do you think it's going to be good for the brand of the Batman?
I was when it was first announced, I was a little confused because again, I felt like Warner Bros. Was just jumping ahead a little too early. Again, guys, you haven't seen the reception yet for this movie. You know, what if people don't like Colin as the Penguin and so on? But like, hey, he was great in the film, and I think the press release that I got specifically said limited series, so it's like Obi-Wan, like it might only just have one season, and I think. Because the thing that I was interested about with the DCPD / Arkham show was that it would be taking place during Batman's first year, but from the perspective of other characters. He could still show up, but it would be from their point of views. So I'm hoping the Penguin will maybe do the same, or like maybe that we will go back and forth. Like it will be after the Batman, but also like it will touch bases on what was he up to before the events of the Batman, like before year 2 started. So Lauren LaFranc, who's attached to the series as the showrunner, she's awesome. She worked on Agents of Shield, so I'm excited to see what she's gonna do. And also, hey, it's awesome that more women are getting to be in charge of more Bat stuff. So I think it's gonna be fun. And GCPD, here's what I will say. I love Gotham. It's one of my favorite shows in the DC brand. Like I love all 5 seasons. And I might do a binge at some point. I think it was too soon to start trying to do another GCPD show so early after Gotham ended. I know it was going to be, more focused on the police department. So, and I think that's also where the problem is. And not to get into current political climate right now, but I think the last thing we need right now in the DC brand is a show focused on corrupted cops that, no matter how hard Jim Gordon works to clean up the corruption, we know Gotham City is never going to be corrupt free. Otherwise, Batman would be able to retire when he's like 55, and that's that man ain't retiring until any day. He's gonna die being the Batman.
Yeah.
So I thought it was always a mistake to do a cop drama right now. And so when I heard they were moving into Arkham Asylum, I'm like, oh, this could be so much better, because I also love Hugo Strange. I think that he's someone that if there's any Batman villain I want to see in these freaking Batman movies, it's Hugo Strange. So but that now to hear that it's been put on hold as well, like again, which doesn't mean cancel. It just means that for the time being, they're not moving forward with it for whatever reasons, but it could come back later on. The one Gotham, the one Batman spinoff I want a Catwoman show. Zoe Kravitz is fucking amazing.
That's been rumored for a long time. I'm surprised. I mean, unless they're not ready to announce it yet. It's been rumored forever that they were doing one.
But yeah, we will see what they're gonna do throughout the. I mean, Colin, I still can't believe that this is Colin Farrell.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
If the hair and makeup artists don't get any Academy Award nominations for that, I mean, I'm already tired of the Oscars anyway. But like, that is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy if they don't, because you don't recognize them. It's so crazy, because people really thought they were going the Emperor Penguin route, which is like a tall, skinny version of Penguin that has appeared in the comics, and that's kind of what I forget his name.
Robin Lord Taylor.
Yeah, that's kind of what they were going that direction with him in Gotham. So people thought that's what they were doing with Colin Farrell, because there was like leaked photos of people thinking, oh, is that Colin Farrell from a distance? Like, no, it's not Colin Farrell. And the thing is too, I think it was a part of like fake scenes, that because Matt Reeves openly admitted that he shot fake scenes to throw people off. And
good for him. And
I think that's where those images were coming from, or that's what was happening, because he was trying to throw people off from what Colin Farrell actually looks like. Because people, when they first found out that it was Colin Farrell, like, who's this guy that's playing? Like, who is this guy? Like, no one could recognize the actor. It's because this guy doesn't exist. It's because they created him in a makeup chair. It's crazy how they pulled this off. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what else they announce. I'm assuming there's going to be quite a few more spin-off stuff once we get more Batman movies. There's gonna be more stuff they're gonna do.
Is there a spin-off? Is there a spin-off that you want?
I can't think of anything particularly, because I think what's gonna make me want to spin off is when they cover more certain things, because I feel like right now the Penguin thing makes sense because we've seen Penguin, but watch in the sequel they introduce another character that would make sense for a spin-off.
That's fair.
My thing is, I'm wondering if they're going to get Robert Pattinson to pop up as Batman in this Penguin show, like have like a cameo or something. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because if Penguin's rising up in the ranks essentially, or if he's doing some stuff, eventually he's gonna, like, they've met each other, they're going to run into each other again, I would think, because the Iceberg Lounge, we know exactly where that is, so Batman could show up at any point. So I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Pattinson shows up for a scene or something in this series. But we'll see. I guess it just depends on how they structure the show. If it's literally before the events of the Batman, or if it's like some flashbacks, some stuff that was maybe occurring during the Batman that we didn't get to see, like certain sequences that maybe tie into the film, and then after the fact.
Like he was stuck on an island for 5 years.
Yeah. If Penguin shows up from, I was on Lian Yu, it's what is the thing? It's something for something.
It's Mandarin for purgatory.
Yeah.
Wow, the fact I even remembered is like,
Mandarin for purgatory. I couldn't remember what that.
I don't want to. I'm not going to depress myself. So let me get depressed about something else. And you all remember that trailer? You know, the World Needs Heroes trailer from DC and Warner Bros. A couple of weeks ago about, we're getting 4 DC movies in 2022. Fuck that. We ain't getting that because they're mixing things around. So here's what's happening. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is now coming out on December 16, 2022 instead of 2023.
It moved up.
It moved up. Yes. And Black Adam is instead of July, we're getting it in October on October 21st, 2022. And Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is now scheduled for March 17, 2023. And The Flash is, fuck my life. It's been delayed to June 23rd, 2023. And the reason for it is, according to Deadline, a lot of these films, especially ones that got pushed back to 2023, have an extensive amount of VFX shots they have to work on. Flash has something apparently out like 2,500 VFX shots. And so
I'll let you collect your thoughts. So, check out the ticker for a second. I want to pull up the image again. I want to. So, first things first. The Shazam move, I think, is smart because they shot this film a while ago, and and the fact that they're waiting for 2023 makes no sense. Why they were waiting for so long to release this movie? I understand dates and everything. You want to spread these films out, but come on, this film was shot way before a lot of these other movies. Like they were done, and I was like, why are they waiting over a year and a half to release this movie? It's not going to take that long to do in post production. So I'm glad they moved it up. And people are saying, oh, it's going to compete with Avatar 2. No, it's not. This Avatar 2 is not going to be as big of a movie as people are saying it's going to be, in my opinion. Black Adam, day before my birthday. Interesting. Day before birthday. A little bit of a present. Not much of a move, but the Flash is the biggest thing. Aquaman, I understand because James Wan said that there's a lot of visual effects shots. So I get that. But the Flash move makes no sense. I understand the visual effects shots they're saying, but they've had that movie shot for a while. I don't know why they moved it that long, unless literally what they've shot and the reshoots they've done so much craziness they have to spend all this time. It just doesn't make sense to me why they pushed it that far away, in my opinion. I just don't understand why. But then again, I don't really think too much of release dates that far out in terms of other movies. Obviously, these studios have to look at other release dates that are confirmed for other projects, so they don't want to put out a Flash movie the same day as a Marvel movie. They don't want to do that. So they got to think about that as well. So it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that this is happening. But I know you're frustrated for Flash because literally it's like the film was pretty close. Like it was within the year and now it's pushed away. The struggle.
You know what's so funny? I can even remember the day when they announced it. When they announced Ezra's The Flash, they announced the movie. We had just finished recording the second episode of the Flash podcast for the second episode of the series. Like 2 seconds after I hit stop recording, the news came out. In October 2014, in October 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's been I can't even talk about it, but like I know there's been so much behind the scenes stuff. Some of it is public, some of it you all will probably never find out, which probably is a good thing. But like we were so close. We were so damn close now that I'm like, okay, push it to 2023. I can get that. But why the fuck do we have to? Why does my guy have to wait till June? Put Aquaman in June instead.
I mean, that's a good point because if James Wan is saying he loves the fact that we're getting more time, push his film even further. But also, too, we haven't really thought about this. I thought about this earlier today. Batgirl has to be pushed too. The movie has to be pushed because Michael Keaton's Batman said you can't put out Batgirl before The Flash because that makes no sense. So that is just ridiculous. That now the Batgirl movie is just going to be whoop. And first of all, Fake Jake with the super chat. Thank you so much for the hype train. Thank you.
Hello, Jake.
We're glad you're in recovery, sir.
You're home. Oh, thank God. That's good.
He messaged me. He watched the Batman, I think, a couple days ago, and he says it was an experience. So it was great that you finally got to see the movie, man. Now, okay, to answer this question, I understand your point about the merger. The merger has nothing to do with this because Discovery can't legally do anything in terms of moving films around. This is Warner Brothers' decision to do this. This is not Discovery and everything, the merger. Like, this has nothing to do with it because films are being pushed because Deadline is saying one thing. Is there other stuff behind the scenes that are happening in terms of problems in production? Maybe. You never know. But the fact that James Wan came out and openly said that he's glad that he's gotten more time because he really felt like he was being rushed. So, but the Flash thing just doesn't make sense because they've finished filming that film a long time ago.
Like October. So
yes, it's been a while.
But I know that because, like, for example, many people may not know this, but Ezra's suit, the suit they're wearing in the film, it is CGI. Like the cowl is real at certain points, but there are going to be a lot of scenes where Ezra is literally in like a motion capture suit. So I can understand that, and I think what they're trying to do, if I had to, because there's one, I don't know much about like the way they're doing speed in this movie, but I think they're trying to do it as differently as possible from not just the Flash TV show, but from every, because we've had Eternals now, we've had something in the MCU and whatnot. So
And they're not going to go the same direction as Zack Snyder's interpretation, because they're probably going to make this.
Well, they're two separate herbs anyway. Like I don't know why people are still.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like they have to make it different from that too, because people are used to that. And I'm trying to think, in the footage of that, the world needs heroes. That's completely pointless now because the promo stuff just.
The footage is still beautiful. I think it's just a promise. The feed says of that trailer is pointless. Well, but what were you gonna ask?
My question is, did it show lightning? I don't think it did. Because I'm trying to think. I think they might have showed lightning in the footage from DC Fandom. Because I'm thinking, did it show yellow lightning?
Yes.
Okay.
It seems like when, for example, when he's standing around and the suit lights up, there's points where he does run through streets and so on, and there's yellow lightning. If it's of any comfort though to anyone, some of the Zack Snyder VFX people are working on this, so I think that the color will be different, yes, but I think that they are still gonna because the thing was with Justice League before that other person came in and ruined everything, and there was a plan, and obviously they're sticking to parts of it. I think it's just continuity wise, and then costume things and so on. They will do different, but yeah, it's gonna be yellow lightning, and I'm perfectly fine with it. And and again, I think that people should. I know people have been constantly worried that this film is somehow erasing the Snyderverse. No, like it's one Earth. Now this is another Earth, just like how Arrowverse has its own Earth, Naomi has its own Earth, Titans has its own Earth, Doom Patrol has its own Earth, and so on. It's everyone take a breather and just let's just stay positive. But yeah, I mean these movies better blow my mind by the time they come out, because if they're like we got like another extra year and so on, and there's still something, if there's even a tiny error, if there is like if they pull like Game of Thrones and they put like some sort of Starbucks cup in the background, I will riot on social media. So
well, it just sucks that we're moving all this crap around, but whatever.
It's cool that Black Adam and Shazam are kind of close to each other now, because now like there might be some more connectivity.
I think there might be, especially with how they teased Black Adam in the first Shazam, the way they did. So I feel like that, like there may be some connectivity. At least I hope so. Are you ready to jump into questions?
Yes. Let's see how many likes we have also right now, so we can make a goal level. We're at 18. We're at 18 like guys. So let's get to 30. Let's put up 30 as a goal.
30 likes, guys. Can we do it?
And please continue sending in your questions, your super chats, and your condolences, and for my destroyed feelings about these damn movies. Like, as I like when the news broke, Jordan was the first person I called, and I just screamed like, I don't care anymore, man. I don't
see what was happening. What are you talking about?
So like I'm so sorry for being so dramatic, but he's like, Annie, I don't know what's happening. What has happened? So I had to explain what had happened.
Yeah.
So yes, shall we maybe go back to the top of the chat and see what people have been asking?
30 likes.
There's a lot of y'all tonight like that.
30 likes. And guys, here's the thing. If we don't get to 30 likes, then this is going to happen to you. Okay. I'm just telling you right now. It's going to happen to all of you. So we got to get to 30 likes or else that's going to happen.
You basically predator to kill them.
No, it's okay. Barry goes back in time. He fixes it.
Now we good with Barry going back in time to fix things.
Fake Jake knew it was coming.
but when the legends do it, it's so amazing. Like, I will kiss their boots of how grateful I am for them for fixing and breaking a fucking time all over again.
We were all suffering because well, the
Mhm.
thing is, the Black Adam move was first announced in terms of the date move. And so I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of strange, but whatever. And all of a sudden, everything dropped. And that's when you called. I'm like, what are you talking about? I had to look it up, like, oh, crap.
Again, and I was like, even though this was not even Jordan's fault, I was like raising my voice at him and being like, I'm done with it. I'm so tired of this.
Yeah.
But let's go to the.
Well, Eddie, I think it was cool to see Eddie again, but I know he's coming back even more, obviously. Zoom, I don't know. Is he confirmed to come back?
I have not. I don't know what people are talking about.
I don't know.
Maybe Eddie will be on a Zoom call.
Maybe a Zoom call. No one's excited for that. Yeah, I know you meant your Godzilla.
Hey, no, hold on. I am happy that she's pregnant because yeah, I just need the show to end. I think that when when a show does a pregnancy storyline and what as I will eat my own words if Iris ends up being pregnant next season or whatever, when the lead is usually pregnant, that's one of the lead characters is pregnant, that usually signified as it's that the show is getting ready to end and so on.
So Oliver just found out about her being pregnant. This is what he
I leave Central City for 2 seconds.
He's been off the air for a couple seasons. All of a sudden, Sarah's pregnant.
Well, he's dead, first of all.
No, he's not. It's not true. Didn't happen. What are you talking about?
I laughed at his funeral.
I bet you did, like everybody else did. The meme picture of Grant is amazing.
I wonder if Grant realized what he was like, what he unleashed to the world.
He probably thought it was going to be funny, but he had no idea. Apparently they're rumored. Godspeed. I mean, we know Godspeed's returning. We know that it's not rumored. We know he's going to have to return.
Where has that Godspeed been said?
Because Godspeed is not gone. He has to come back. You can't just set all that stuff up.
So you want so it's more like you want him to come back.
No, it's like, dude, the way like Eric Wallace does not set up Godspeed within season 7. He doesn't return.
Okay, no, fair enough. But I'm just saying, has it been the okay?
I called Eric last night, and he's like, "Yo, bro," it's like Godspeed's coming. Like
that's not how he talks, but okay.
He's like, "Yo, bro, Godspeed's coming, yo," and I'm like, "Okay." So also I got a question, Eric. Is Cobalt Blue showing up? He's like, "Yeah." And then he hung up. I think because DC took him out. I think he realized he was talking too much.
Lord in my
I'm actually the showrunner now for Flash. So give me all your questions, guys. I'll answer all your questions for Flash. I'm the showrunner now.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, good. So I will probably still get the same hate though that I
hate fun. Why do I hate fun? Because I don't like Legends. Is that what you're referring to?
I know people were angry at me this week.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We were at the rap party last night. That's what happened. Exactly.
They're still filming though. They're not. There's no rap party.
Last night I was there. I was hanging out with everybody.
So you just went to Vancouver on a red eye. I don't even know if there's a red eye flight, but like you.
I'm Zoom. I just sped over there. It was fine. Whatever.
Okay. I see how it is.
Who's gonna watch the finished shows on Disney Plus? I don't think only people that haven't seen the shows or just want to rewatch them. There's not gonna be anybody that's like, ooh, now the shows are Disney Plus. I can watch them now. The show's been around for years, but I mean, sure, I'll click on an episode once they're up there just to see. Like, just go. This is weird. It's on Disney Plus now. That's kind of strange. I mean, Legends is a terrible show. Why would I watch it? Do you think we will get more scenes with Tim and Dick? Tim Drake and Dick?
The Titan season 4? I sure hope so.
I would hope so because I mean Tim is on the bus now.
Well, they have started filming, so that's and like there's been set photos. So
I was actually that's cool. Wait, is the actor who plays Jason Todd, is he filming or we don't know that?
You know what? I did see something today that he had said something in a comment on Instagram where it implied that maybe he is not there. I
mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I mean, I don't know what you do with him right now. At least he might pop up later in the season. He might not pop up right now.
You spin him the fuck off. That sounded way too aggressive than it needed to be.
Forever that they're doing a spinoff with him. Okay, out of the two, The Dark Knight or The Batman. Here's the thing: you can't really compare because they're two completely different movies.
Yeah, it's like that's.
I cannot pick because it's honestly they're two completely different shows. So I don't shows movies. They're two because they're very different approaches in terms of tone, in terms of characters. So I can't really answer the question. Plus, I've seen The Dark Knight a few times. I've only seen the Batman once. I can't really answer that question because it wouldn't be fair. Because that'd be me like saying, okay, I picked The Dark Knight because I've seen that several times and seen clips tons of times, and only seen the Batman once, and then like not really giving its due as ever rewatchability.
I need you to do me a favor. Go to our Dropbox folder and look at this clip. Tell me if we can put it up because I think people would want to watch this. You know, since we're already doing funny clips anyway. So
Okay.
I can entertain the chat in the meantime.
So I gotta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me. Miata asking, is Batman getting renewed? We have no idea. We will see. But I will say it is on the bubble.
What is this? Hold on.
Wait, can we use it? I know it's like 20 seconds.
It's too long. It's too long, but it's
okay. That sucks.
If you can find a bridge version, we'll definitely use it.
That's my clip though. Like there's no.
No, you should show the clip like for a brief second or like 3 or 4 seconds, and then cut to you throwing a party if that's what you want to do. Like,
you know what? Put it up, and then like I will count it, and like if when it's been 7 seconds, maybe we can.
Okay.
So I will, like this was something that happened years ago, but I will keep looking in the chat. Let me scroll up. You have so many questions tonight. I mean, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Triple X goes, I just think Chainsaw just hates fun.
In that case,
then why am I here? Then if like like I'm the epitome of fun. Oh God, Diggle Speed has been awakened.
Is he in the chat?
He's he's like, you have awakened me.
Oh, that's not really him though. God, Diggle Speed does not. Oh, I was thinking like Diggle's dumb helmet. Sorry.
That helmet. Oh.
Let's see. I think Jason will show up in season 4. He tried to redeem him, go to Paris and see Dawn. Dawn would shoot him.
Yeah. If I was Jason, I would not show up in Paris right now.
Here's why they're crapping on his Bruce Wayne, because he's not the billionaire playboy. And the fact is, he doesn't know how to be that. He's too young to even realize that's what he wants or that's what he needs to do to kind of keep the persona up.
Yeah, he has to, and that's something we will see in future movies. He will have to develop that side, just like how we saw Christian Bale develop becoming Batman. Now we're gonna see it. We're gonna. Oh my God, that's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Well, no, it's not when is. What is Titan season 4?
Why is Titan season 4? I'll do you one better. How is Titan season 4?
I guess it's not any different than seasons 1 through 3.
I will say this. The more I keep seeing of Joseph Morgan talking about his excitement for the show, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe
at least he's having fun. Let's just say it that way.
He's like I wrote a story today about like how he had talked about they're filming episode 1 and 2 right now simultaneously, and he was like, one of the reasons that he was so excited to get to do this part was because he wanted to, we're going to see the origin story of Brother Blood. So yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to play a couple seconds. I'm going to cut it. Are you ready?
Will you cut it off or should I cut it off?
I'll cut it.
Okay. This is from a few years ago, so enjoy, y'all.
Are you the Joker?
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Are you the Joker?
Maybe. So I had known for a few, I had known for months the death was coming, and I knew that I need to record myself the night it happens. So I had my recorder on next to me when I was watching part 1, and at this point, like my love-hate relationship with Arrow was just too much. It was too deep, and I've been hurt for so long. So when he was dead, and I can just feel some of those shippers crumbling to the ground because not only they did not get Felicity in this whole damn thing, in the entire damn season, they saw Oliver die in the first episode of Crisis, and I cackled. I died from laughter, and like my mother, yeah, someone asked me the next, either it was one of my parents or one of my friends who was like, this, he's fictional, right? Like that this is not a real character. Like, why do you hate on him so much? Because he made me suffer. So
we got a couple super chats.
Oh wow.
We have Ryan here with a personal question for me, and that's completely fine. How did me and the ghost meet? Well, the lovely wife over there. We met online, actually.
Over there. Oh my god.
Yes, we met online, and our
sitting to my right is what you said, not over there. Like my lovely wife on my right.
But we met online. Our first phone conversation was Black Friday shopping. It was like 2 a.m. She's getting off work. I was in at Kohl's or something. And then we finally met face to face in the summer of 2017. And then at the end of summer 2018 in August, she moved in. And then we got murdered, as my grandmother says, not married, but she calls it murdered as a joke, last year. And we're getting close to a year of being murdered. Did you say, oh God?
No.
Piece of crap.
Oh,
Don't call her a piece of crap.
She's a piece of crap. Now, I am leaving tomorrow, and she's going to take over this house, okay? I'm leaving tomorrow for the weekend, huh? She's going to go clubbing. She's going to party it up, everybody.
She's going to take over the channel.
She's going to take over the channel. You're going to see some Grey's Anatomy theory videos. You're going to see some reactions to...
she is watching Grey's Anatomy.
Loves Grey's Anatomy.
Fire
reaction video. She's going to react to... she's going to do a rewatch of The Notebook and cry at whatever shit. That's what's going to happen. So, guys, get prepared.
We're actually going to go over the entire Grey's Anatomy season.
You're going to go through each season? You're going to do a video for each season of Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah,
okay. Get prepared, guys. Get ready to shit your pants when it comes out.
So, yeah. Everyone, I'm seeing the comments about the laugh. Like, guys, I mean, again, that was my genuine laugh. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Barry, why did you take my role in the Batman? I cannot believe you.
So, I actually didn't read this. I saw something about Bart Norris. So I have to say, as much as I like The Flash episode 6, Bart Norris openly talked about time travel within earshot of people. Annoyed me.
It's Central City. People would probably think they were crazy.
But it's a good critique.
It is. I was just kidding. John, I was just kidding. I wasn't trying to dismiss you.
It's a good point, because there's times where that stuff happens and it doesn't matter because people are like, whatever. But it's also the same thing like when Ben Affleck's Batman during the Justice League cut openly said Alfred's name in front of the robber that was standing right near him. The robber could hear him say Alfred. So if that guy wanted to really look into shit, he could find out that Alfred's a butler. Like, he could just assume and figure stuff out. So that was kind of strange, but it is a good point. But I think also too, people probably just think they're crazy, like you said. Like I would assume Central City is probably just like New York, where people are just like, there's a bunch of bonkers people that live there. So you kind of just get used to people saying weird shit. And also, well, obviously this is at a time before the Flash, so the city is not crazy with like metas and the Flash, and
this was like 3 weeks after they accelerated, because he went into a coma on the 11th, and this was on New Year's Eve. So
the particle accelerator exploding probably caused a lot of people to go, what the hell's going on? So they probably just think they're crazy people. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But
thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much. She's gonna take over just like with Maleficent. Exactly. The Maleficent reaction. She was in the chair reacting to the Maleficent Mistress of Evil. She's like, hey, everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. Or the goat. What'd you say? Hey, everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. Or did you say, hey, everybody, it's the ghost? Yeah, the ghost. And I walked into frame like, no, this is my channel. And then she pushed me away.
Maleficent, that's like my life story. Okay, hold on. I have a question. If someone died, if someone dies in real life, I wouldn't laugh.
He would laugh at my funeral.
You think I'm outliving you? No. Um,
Come
I,
on, man.
I'm the one with diabetes. I'm the one who's gonna die early. So, no, I wouldn't laugh at someone in real life. I would, Oliver. It was just that I wanted to really take a crap on some nasty shippers out there.
I think Jason will be in season 4, and he'll try to redeem himself by going. Wait, we already saw that question. He's gonna get shot if he does that. Go ahead, double Joker scene with Andy's laugh. Go for it. Go for it.
Please don't.
Please do.
You want to? Do you want to? Do the people want to see? You know what? If we can get like.
Oh, I remember that.
Shook me. If you can shook me with an unexpected super chat that will throw us off, we will play it again. So I remember one of your crisis rate. What?
Yeah, I think it was she was saying behind me, she had her hand around my neck, and I was like, just being stupid.
Okay. I was like, I'm like, what did I miss here?
Yeah, it was a while ago. I remember it vaguely. I think it was around the same time she created her Twitter. So yeah. Random question, but did you hear Negan who killed Glenn is getting a spin-off? Yeah, I heard about this. So I think that these show announcements are like, there's a rumor going around that the show announcements for The Walking Dead some of them are fake because they're trying to throw people off from when the show ends in terms of people's outcomes, because they're pretty much implying, okay, well, they both live through The Walking Dead, but I don't know. We'll see.
There's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I like that one scene with the Joker. I mean, I like that one scene with the Joker. So The Dark Knight is great because Heath Ledger's in it, but that's not the only reason why the film's great. Like, I really liked the dynamic between Bruce and Harvey Dent, and then the turn of Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face, and that whole sequence with, the end with Jim Gordon and everything, and the flipping of the coin. It's only fair, and just the way he just really turned, it's insane. And
the Bat Pod is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Also, Alfred. I also love the demand that Lucius Fox put on Batman, being like, I'm not comfortable with what you're doing. Like, I will help you this one last time, but if this is what you're gonna continue doing, I'll resign. And then Boo was like, I got you, Boo. I don't choose technology over you. Why would I choose this piece of crappy technology when I could choose God? Literally God. Morgan Freeman is God, everyone.
I thought he was really good as Batman. I honestly loved his first sequence coming out of the darkness to those guys that was attacking that one guy from the subway, and just like the sound and the steps. It was so
build up to things in this movie.
And then when his theme kicked in, as soon as you see him, is so good. Vengeance, so good.
Do we know when it's coming out on Blu-ray?
I don't know, but it's coming on HBO Max in April. There's like a 45-day window for theatrical, so it's going to come out in HBO Max probably in April. Like, apparently there's already a date when it comes out in April for HBO Max.
I wonder how much is done in the box office now.
Oh, awesome! You got the Blu-ray, man. Yeah, I got the Blu-ray, and I see. I didn't. Apparently, the episode I watched today, which is episode 4, because I watch on HBO Max, is The Cat and the Bat. Apparently, The Cat and the Bat is episode 6 that aired, but The Cat and the Bat is episode 4, which I did watch. I reacted to it yesterday. I have the booklet out, but yeah, because I had to verify. Because I'm like, I looked it up because I was pulling up the name so I could bring it over to get the title and everything, get the video ready, and I saw it was episode 6 on the Wikipedia. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, and I looked at the Blu-ray thing, of course, the thing, and then HBO Max has it at episode 4. So, when's the Batman? Did you say the date?
It is on April 19th.
Okay, awesome. One thing about the Batman that really bothered me was that one plot reveal of Catwoman and Carmine Falcone. Okay, I get that, but I like the reveal. I like that there was a twist there.
Aren't they like, so not related in the comic, but don't they have like this kind of like weird family bond?
I don't know. I mean, I know in some iterations the comics they've made them father-daughter, but a lot of them they're not connected at all. So I thought it was interesting they went that direction for the film.
And she was amazing as Catwoman. I mean, it's like give Zoe her own show.
Yeah. Look, I love Robert Pattinson as Batman. I liked his portrayal, but I still prefer Ben Affleck from the Snyder Cut and BVS, in my opinion. That's just me. But Robert Pattinson is definitely a really good Batman.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely my top 4 or 5. I mean, wait, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. I'm not giving a particular order, but Ben Affleck, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, and Robin Pattinson. Yeah, like he's in my top 4. So
yeah, I would think so. I would think that we'd see Starfire and Jinx interact. I would assume. I have no idea. I do too. I miss that show too. I miss that show. I really do.
Season 3 would have been great.
Are real, then it spoils they survive. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't trust that some of these shows announcements are real because they're spoiling that these characters survive the show, which I don't watch anymore. So who cares?
We're at 26 likes right now, guys. So let's get to 40.
30? You said
we're at 26 right now, so we need 4 more to get to 30.
I thought I heard you say 40. I'll put this up. Save that. 30 likes. Can we get to 30 likes on the stream, guys? Can we do it?
I'm gonna pick a question. Now. Let's see what.
All right.
I think this one will make you happy. Let's just go. I wouldn't go that far, but like it's
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Oh, this is interesting from No Way Home. Saying that there was a cut fight between Toby and Green Goblin. I understand why they cut it, but I would love to see it on the Blu-ray. I think we'll probably see it as a deleted scene. I would think. At least I would hope so. Because that'd be cool.
Wow! Why didn't you just keep? If you had Toby in there with Willem Dafoe, you should have just kept it in there. Do you think we will get a 10-year anniversary, and when is the comic crossovers? The comic crossover starts in April. 10-year anniversary, if the CW wants to put the money out for it, they will make it happen. For a network that doesn't seem to make any money, I don't know how they would justify making a 10-year anniversary. So if anything, I think you will get a 10-year anniversary special, like, in terms of like there will be like a documentary style or something. With the actors, not in characters like what they did in the 150th episode of Arrow, where like they was walking around and gave us the best Diggle meme of all time. That comment has not aged very well.
I love that meme.
Mm.
I get this criticism because we didn't see a solo movie, which we really should have seen a solo movie. Yeah. That's what originally the Batman was going to be, was a solo movie. But things happened. Anything else in particular?
I love that the fan was trying to like test us and be like, what would you pick to never happen? The Dark Knight or Avengers Endgame?
That's a hard question.
I
don't know.
I don't know either.
It's hard to say because, like, okay, you want to get rid of Heath Ledger's performance as Joker, or do you want to get rid of a film that's the culmination of 3 phases?
How about this? How about it? I will do a complete cheat or something. What would I pick to never happen? Endgame, because if I pick Dark Knight, then Endgame would never have happened. The Dark Knight was really was really a big part of pushing the comic book genre forward. So yeah, take that loophole.
Oh my god, I was trying to hold that yawn and I couldn't do it.
It's okay. No, it's been a long week for you. So, guys, we're gonna go for another 17 minutes, and then we're gonna wrap things up because he has to get up early in the morning. I just want to go to sleep. I've just been up for so many nights this whole week that I'm tired, y'all. So let's get to 30 likes. Send in those questions, super chats, your sympathy for my movies getting delayed over and over and over again, and we will go from there. So, Yara, come on.
Oh, sorry.
I really thought you did it on purpose just because I don't want. Okay, I can rank the season. Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
So,
what are you playing?
Okay, so this is season. This is the first choice. We have 6 more to go. You ready? Kidding.
Okay. So for me, I would say season 4 is my favorite because that's when Constantine comes in, and like I love John Constantine. Season 3, season 2, seasons 5, season 7, and then season 6, and then season 1.
30 likes. 30 likes.
There we go. Okay, how about we play that new clip for a couple more seconds? Okay. This is what is so funny is that like because Jordan has heard. Have you heard the whole clip on your end on Dropbox? Yeah, like, and the thing that it does, I don't stop. That's the thing. I don't stop laughing. Oh, thank you for the super chat. No, keep asking any questions you want.
It's all good. You can ask me. Achievement unlocked. Achievement unlocked. Oh
people are gonna be like, did his parents have him tested when he was a kid? Like, how can he just? Again, I didn't even have to try to make that laugh. I was in that mood. I'm like, Stephen Amell's face is so beaten up. Oliver is dead. It's crazy. No, Jake, we're not gonna make a clip of Damien stabbing Laurel. That
would be that would only happen.
I will cancel the show if that happens. I will leave. I will leave if it happens.
No, I do not.
Do you have any Legends videos on your channel?
I do have some reactions on there, yeah.
I'm curious, like, how far did you get?
I got season 2 reactions, and then I have the Constantine episodes and the finale of Legends season 3, and then I think at that point I stopped unless it was a crossover.
These Legends Tomorrow first look reaction. Dominic Purcell lead Legends Tomorrow. Turns out it was a joke.
Yeah. So like, that video originally was made when it looked like it was real.
Season 2 teaser reaction, the literary ending react discussion, and the thumbnail is literally Jordan going. Like you would never hear him do that.
What video is it? That do that thumbnail?
It's for the season 1 finale of Legends.
Oh yeah, because they had Our Man. They had Our Man.
Oh, it was supposed to be Our Man, but and then he died. Hold on, I need to Google this. Hold on, I need to check that so I don't get in trouble. Hold on, I think this is public information.
If not, you could put it in the private chat if it's not public. Who originally was supposed to come out of there?
Nice try. Hold on.
I think you make a great Mr. Freeze. Sure. I think Benedict Cumberbatch should be a cool Mr. Freeze.
I'm good.
You're good.
Alan Scott was supposed to be in the finale for Legends.
Okay.
So like either whether he was supposed to be Alan's, whether he was supposed to be Alan was supposed to be Alan Scott, if he was supposed to be there with Our Man. Yeah. But that's fine. Let's see what else have you reacted to. There's quite a lot of it. Only the biggest Legends video was when you did the Crisis Part 5 reaction. Then I don't think you've done any more.
Yeah, I haven't done any.
But it's fine, like if you type Grace in the chat, oh my god.
Gracie, not Grace. I meant Gracie. Type Gracie in the chat, guys. Come on, type Gracie in the chat. We need Gracie in the chat.
Now, while we're looking for questions, next week, are we back or are we? Because I think one of us is gone for some reason.
Yes.
So guys, if you really love us, make sure to like really show it now, because otherwise you guys wait 2 more weeks.
God.
Oh my god! What have you?
Okay, guys, we typed it in the chat. We have summoned Gracie.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Don't believe him.
Poor Dora.
Yeah.
We have a super chat. Hello, Scott
chat.
Edwards. I've seen
you.
the name before. Will there be a crossover event this fall? Sound like Eric Walls is planning something with Clark and Sarah be there. Oh, okay. So for context, so I spoke to Eric Wells this week about what's coming up in the season, and I asked him, because of the reception from Armageddon, what are the chances we may see next season open up with a similar kind of graphic novel? And he said that it's something that he definitely wants to do again. Again, we're waiting for season 9. There's gonna be a season 9. Don't worry. So he already has in mind characters he wants to bring back, and also apparently he decided to give us a scoop by telling us that he's talking to someone from Supergirl in 2 weeks from now, someone who's never been on The Flash. And if you watch that video, it's on the DC Podcast YouTube channel. You can see me having a panic attack in my head, and I didn't even realize what was happening with my eyes, because I started trying to think like, well, who hasn't been on The Flash from Supergirl? But apparently my eyes went crazy, and it looks like I'm having a stroke. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with me? So he is definitely planning something. I'm sure if Katie Lotz and Tyler Hoechlin are available, they will be there. Tyler owes Eric a favor, because he, last fall, Eric said, I called him, I asked him, he couldn't make it, but he said next time I call him, he will be there. So but also, but it depends if Superman Lois is on the same Earth as the other shows.
Oh my God, let's not go there again. I mean, I would like to hope to be some sort of crossover event in some sort of capacity, whether it's just on the Flash or if they can make it work with all the shows again, or some of the shows, not all of them.
Which show do you not want it to be part of?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna make it work, with at least 2 or 3 shows, I'm assuming they couldn't make it work for all the shows in terms of how many, like, actors.
Is there a show you wanted to leave out?
Maybe, but I'm just thinking in terms of like how many people they would have on set and everything. It probably would just be a lot easier if they had less characters to deal with. But I'm assuming if Eric is talking the way he's talking, it's probably just gonna be a Flash type deal, not like other shows. In terms of like other episodes of shows being involved, it's probably just a Flash thing.
I could see. Oh, another super from Scott Edwards. Could we get a special one and regular crossover? It all. You know what? I honestly think it's up to the pandemic. Honestly. Oh Lord.
Thank you, Fake Jake.
Thank you.
Out of town on the Fandemic tour next week, and we're FUMC and Arrowverse stars will be fresh. Awesome. Oh, you're lucky. Or ask me, half of you too. Thank you so much for the super.
Thank you. Fandemic tour. What a good name.
Fandemic. I would say.
Do you love Peacemaker, Steven?
I would say I don't know exactly what you would ask. I mean, for me, it's like, I don't know. I'm not even sure, because all I'm thinking of is like just to ask him if he comes on to, just ask Stephen Amell if he wants to come on in this Multiverse podcast. Just have him just show up. Just have Stephen Amell pop up on the show.
And then he's like,
who?
Andy, have I seen you before? I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Did you tweet me? I'm like, nope.
Don't ask Steven, but I would just say I'd ask Steven if he will talk with
I didn't
Chainsaw.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't insult him. It was the show insulted him.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Twiggy, and have a fun time at that con.
Yeah.
Like, take photos and go to Artist Alley, go to panels that you're excited for, and just enjoy yourself. Oh wow.
I
didn't say it.
I mentioned this too, comic, that the Batgirl movie is going to be delayed because the Flash was delayed. They're going to have to. It wouldn't make sense to put out the Batgirl movie before Flash. Would you like if they put Supergirl as a guest star in Superman Lois? Yes.
Who?
Exactly. Who?
I want Auntie Cara to show up and first of all, smack the beloved crap out of Jonathan, because I'm like, that boy needs to be taught a lesson. And then I want her to just fly with Jordan.
Yeah.
Like Jordan can. I mean, I'm sure she can fly with this Jordan too. Yeah. You're like, I don't know how to fly, but sure, I will do it.
Sure. And this is a good point too about Infinity War, people dying, Spider-Man is coming. That was Sony's fault. Sony should have did a better job at the marketing because they put out a trailer before Endgame came out, so that's on them.
Oh God. No, don't you dare show up that comment. And I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Steven is stupid.
If you want a 10-year crossover for the Arrowverse, just be simple, but include Steven and Mel in a flashback team up. It'll be okay. That'd be kind of interesting. A team up that happened before Crisis, so that Oliver's alive. That'd be maybe that'd probably be kind of jarring unless you want to have the crossover that's current, past, after Crisis in the current timeline, but then have maybe an event that maybe Barry and Oliver were on, or some sort of thing where they teamed up that ties into the crossover, and you have that included, and it's clear as day it's a flashback. That would be interesting.
Come back as Spectre though. I would love to, because and also they come back with a more accurate costume this time. Not saying that he needs to run around like with wider skin and just a cape, but I was so excited for the Spectre in Crisis, and I was like, oh, so they just put a robe on him that looks like his Green Arrow costume.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying in just general, I would like to see him back as Oliver Queen, as Arrow, Green Arrow. And I feel like that would be a way they can make it work. Like it's a crossover that ties in, like it's stuff that occurred maybe before Crisis that Oliver and Barry were involved with in terms of like a team up we haven't seen.
They're on spring break.
Yeah, they're on spring break, but they just team up and it ties into the current crossover.
Yeah. It's kind of like with when remember the Vixen animated show, like it's like in between seasons. I think that would be great. Wait, what? Oh, Miata. I don't know if I'm saying your name. You're giving a really bad message, thinking that people that we want to kill them when you.
That's a bad comment. I'm sorry.
I love his Gotham season 8. I think it's a shame that I wish they brought it to Comic-Con that year, because there's a part at the WB booth where they will put up all the costumes. They didn't bring the season 8 costume.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
But I don't even like Civil War. I don't even like Marvel Civil War.
Cool. And call it not Civil War.
If they literally call it not Civil War, Wednesday to 8/7 Central on the CW, Dare to Defy.
To defy.
Oh my God. Well, Steven probably got cold.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That was so sweet. Yeah, because I remember someone was carrying around the bow in the press room. So wait, honestly, I've seen the new Flash episode. I want to see Nora Bart in a Legion superhero show where we could have Jay as a mentor, have a great cat. You will never get a Legion spinoff on this network because it's too expensive. They're not gonna go to the 31st century. Like, you know what, Jordan? You want another Legends drag? They could not even do Firestorm on a regular basis. You think they can do Legion? But I do think a spin-off with the free. I mean, I asked Jessica Parker Kennedy, hey, would you be down for a spin-off? But she was like, yeah, I would love that. Are you having a stroke? What's going on with you? But
Nora Bart.
Also, when Jay was like, I have to go meet President Luthor. I need John Wesley Shipp to troll me in my regular life. Personally, I may have to DM be like, hey, could you just one day just text me and troll me, just freak me out, and then be like, gotcha.
Well, it's interesting you're bringing up Nora Bart in a show. Interesting.
Super Friends Civil War.
Yeah. What do you mean it's coming back? It's not coming back. It's not a thing yet.
Class in session.
Oh, God. No, you're not a troll.
Well, no, you didn't say anything bad. It was God Dickle Speed.
Yeah, he's the one.
You know what was funny about the the Walking Dead comments? Like, wasn't that announced by the official accounts or people or something? Like, why is people convinced that it's fake?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a rumor I saw. I really don't care. Okay, last thing we'll answer because I have to go to bed.
Yeah, me too.
Excited for Gotham Knights release date. Yes, they announced the release date for Gotham Knights, the video game. It's
October
exciting.
25th.
3 days after my birthday. Mhm.
Wait, your October? Wait, your birthday's in October too?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm October 7th.
October 22nd.
I'm turning 29. I'm getting old this year.
So, anyways,
Wow, that was dark.
anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. And
I love you
Fake
too.
Jake,
I love you too, Jake. I'm glad you're doing better.
appreciate you all for being here and supporting. And there is no show next week, so we will be back, of course, after that little bit of a break. And it was
The
great.
25th. The 25th we'll be back.
25th. And yeah, so we're gonna hopefully we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about, hopefully. And it's been great talking with you guys. I'll of course I got content uploading this weekend. I'll be gone though, but make sure you're following Andy for stuff that may be dropping for the next couple of days or in the next week. Just make sure you're following articles, all the links, all of our links,
and then go follow. I can't walk. There he is. There he is.
Other way. No. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, go follow his stuff. All the links in the show notes down below. Like if you love this episode, and then subscribe. I don't. What's a good subscribe? Like subscribe below. Subscribe below.
We're gonna go out with this clip, everybody, and we're going to say our goodbyes. We're going to play out the clip that everybody loves and appreciates and enjoys and loves and everything, guys.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Don't believe him, Grace. Thank you, guys.
Don't you ever dare to take that part out. It's so funny.
Don't believe him, Grace. Don't believe him. Don't forget to say Gracie, of course. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Episode 6. Thank you for supporting and getting us to 30 likes on the stream and all your super chats, all your comments. We really appreciate each and every one of you. We will be going now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.